Okay, folks, welcome to Unit 2. A couple things I want to talk about. The last unit was about equations or working with equations. Here we're going to be talking about functions. You could think about your money. The more you work or the harder you work, you would like to make more money, correct? So your money is a function of your time or effort. Um, so little brief things I want to talk about, your task list and a couple reminders. That's pretty much it and some things that you need to know as well. So let's do a little illustration and go in and take care of those items. Very good. Okay, folks, the idea of a function. We got the coordinate plane. I have three different functions here. We call this one f. We can call this one g. We can call that one h. Now my question is, notice a problem with f. The domain value 2 right here is matched up with two different y values. Okay, that is not a function. Okay, not a function. All right, now notice over here with the g function, my x and y's, I have 2, 3, 4. There is no repetition of the x values, but notice I have a repetition of the y values. That would mean that the inverse is not a function, but this actually is a function. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's go to the green function, or h. Notice my numbers 2, 3, 4, then I have 1, 11, and 7. All right, number 1, are there any x values that repeat? No. So yes, it is a function. Not only that, are there any y values repeat? No. So it is a one-to-one function, 1 to 1. In other words, the function and its inverse are functions. The shortcut way of writing 1 to 1 is on to. That's just a little linguistic trick there. I hope that helps you out. Okay, folks, we want to talk a little about lesson 2 and the tasks that are required. I'm over here in the table of contents. I'm going to click on Unit 2. Okay, so if you notice in Unit 2, we have these items right here. Now, the advanced organizer, we've been through that on Unit 1, so you know what to expect there. Here in Lesson 1, a little introduction about functions, notation, how to represent them, domain and range. We have graphs, we have piecewise functions. So those are functions that have different parts to them. And then your textbook reading and exercises, and then your quiz. So remember, this is Lesson 2.1, Unit 2, first lesson. If we scroll up here for a moment here, we could see that Lesson 2, or the second part, we're talking about average rate of change. Don't we all want to make more money in our life? If we have a hourly job, we want to increase our hourly wage. Okay, that would be a rate of change, wouldn't it? Okay, increasing, decreasing functions. We could be talking about the stock market. We could be talking about the unemployment rate. Even in odd functions, this is something that gets people, but it doesn't have to. Transformations and reflections. This is an extremely, extremely important concept. And college algebra people are already familiar with that, so make sure you study that out if you need to. Your textbook readings and exercises. So again, the important thing is that you're reading, okay, then you're doing the exercises. Keep all of that in mind. All right, so that was lesson 2. Okay, I'm breaking it down a little bit into pieces here, but you get the general gist. And then at the bottom you have your quiz. For some reason, here we go. No. So your quiz. Now, little reminder about the quizzes. Please, 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 please do some content work before you take the quiz. Otherwise, you're only going to train yourself to know the questions on the quiz. And that may be a habit in the past, but it's not a good one, especially in this level course. So do try to keep that in mind. That's all I want to talk about on the task list. I want to talk about the Unit 2 discussion. Now, if we look really, really carefully, there is in the header of this discussion a lot of video items. Now, this is a great introduction to the idea of a function, the notation, how to do the inverse longhand. This particular item right here, transformation basic concept, is a great way to understand what a transformation is. And, uh-oh. And this next one is how to do that on the calculator. Here you have the inverse of a function on the calculator. And I would download this handout right here. I know your book has what's called a toolkit, but I would download that. And you may want to look at this video. It shows you how to put the numbers in the graph together. And then here's how to do linear functions on the calculator. I would also like you to go here because several people like Khan Academy. This is a good introduction to Khan Academy. And then what I did here is instead of load several individual videos, I have an entire playlist on Khan Academy. And this is a little fun video to watch. I think you'll enjoy it. Let me try this. It could be a disaster. Okay, so I'm not getting it to work out exactly the way I want it to, but here you have a playlist of ideas on functions, which really is very, very good. Here's one on stretching functions. So, you know, I have to say, Mr. Sal Khan really knows what he's doing on these videos. So don't watch all of these videos. Just watch the ones that you need to. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. All right, let's see. Now, also, don't forget on your post to read the directions, complete it after quiz 2-2, and what I want you to do is answer each of the following, so the 2 points apiece. Notice you do have some opportunity to share and express yourself, so I think that's important in discussion, and I hope that helps you out. So that's a little bit about the Unit 2 discussion point, and I hope that helps you as well. Okay, folks, a couple reminders before I let you go on this. Number one, please keep up with the calendar. I think that is important. Remember, that's the minimum pace for the course. It's a summer course, so it goes by quick. Number two, don't forget your 3 lifelines. Okay, you've got the embedded tutor, smart thinking, and you have me. So reach out for those. And then the next unit of study, that is unit number 3, we're going to be talking about polynomial functions, whereas in college algebra, you learned the quadratic, and you learned that separately, and then you had the several other functions that you had a separate unit on. They're all packed in here on polynomial functions, and I hope you enjoy that little review, or if you need to learn it, that you learn it well. So wish you guys well.